So last week we confronted Augustus, the name that I have given the brain-tickling nightmare entity that took the inhabitants in the brain-tickling area of the big whale's brain. Anyway, so it was like, I'm gonna tickle some brain, and we're like, hey, look, we've been over this. Tickling brains is illegal. We are gonna have to stop you. And he was like, look, that's not nice. So he was like, ooh, I'm gonna make some weird, funky eldritch tentacles come out of nowhere. And we're like, shit. Anyway, we're gonna beat the shit out of you. Right? I was like, I'm gonna stay on a boat. Healing spirit, call me if you need me. And the rest of us were like, all right, cool, sick, let's go. So we dove into combat. Jace being like, man, look, I got some blade singy techniques. I've got I'm a ninja, and did some whack shit. And then this thing was like, I'm gonna do some whack shit now. Have you ever heard of chain lightning? And Jace was like, I have heard of chain lightning, but have you heard of counterspell? And I was like, I have heard of counterspell. So it won't work on me. Unfortunately, the counterspell failed, and we kind of got slapped by some chain lightning. Jace was like, man, I've swung my sword enough now. I'm going to lie down. Thank you. Bye. So he lay down, and then Bobby was like, man, Jace is kind of having a bit of a nap now. I'm gonna step up my game here, and started swinging Lazy Titan left, right, and center, carving into this thing. And this thing was like, hey, that's not very nice. That's really not nice. You must be really angry. And Bobby was like, I am. It's kind of my thing. And then Sky was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to try and blast this thing and heal the brain at the same time. Blast, heal, blast, heal, blast, heal. And it sort of worked, sort of didn't. Sort of worked in the way that some of it worked, but didn't work in the way that it kind of got to redirect some spell and hit Jace. And Jace was like, man, I'm trying to lie down here, and that really hurt. And then Camille was like, oh, I don't know what to do. I'm going to light Jace on fire so he stands up. And then he did. And Jace was like, I'm back, baby. Let's go. Anyway, with the four of us up and now entirely unstoppable, we decided to absolutely waffle stomp this little dickhead. And it was like, you've killed me. Or have you? Along came Augustus 2, Electric Boogaloo. Again, Augustus being the name I gave to the brain-tickling nightmare entity. This is Augustus 2, Electric Boogaloo, who emerged from the nightmare brain-tickling entity. And he was like, you have failed to kill me. There are more of me. And Jace was like, hey, I'm going to use my big brain to figure out exactly what you are. What are you? Nat 20, tell me what you are. And it was like, no. And Jace was like, fuck, that's scary. And we were like, yeah, this pretty bad. Anyway, let's go have a nap. So anyway, we were like, hey, whale, we got that thing out of your brain. It was like, yeah, no, I have less of a headache now. That's pretty cool. Want to see something cool? And we were like, sure. And it was like, oh, you're on top of my head now, no longer inside of me. And we're like, wow, that's crazy. I don't even remember getting here. And it was like, we're gonna go down into the water. And people were like, oh shit. And then we went through the water, but then we didn't go through the water. We did go through the water, but then we didn't land up in some water. We ended up in space. We're like, holy shit, we're surrounded by space. That's pretty funky. That's kind of crazy. And Raya was like, this is crazy. Good night. And fell unconscious. So anyway, we just kind of freaked out about that. We're like, all right, cool. We're rested. We're in space. Okay, let's go do some more stuff. And then we decided to do some more stuff. And we found this massive scene. Stars consumed by darkness. In the center, the giant. That's how I pronounce giant now. Giant, colossal, big eldritch eye covered in gooey stuff. And it was like, orbital laser, and then this orbital laser was coming at us, and we were like, really don't know what to do. And Jax was like, I have an idea, big shield. And that's where we ended session.
That's amazing. A giant. All right.
A giant.
I thought you were going to say guy at a gym, and I was like, what? I don't remember that.